Hey guys, today we have a look at everything that's coming in Season 7. We get a very unclear Easter egg about Clash Royale's biggest character release of 2020, and get a chance to have your Clash Royale idea read by the dev team in today's episode of Clash Worlds. Hey guys, Legendaray here, and welcome back to another episode of Clash Worlds. In this weekly show, we take a look at the most recent announcements from the Clash Royale team, the hottest topics in CR eSports, as well as what's going on in the community. Then, we'll finish off the episode by breaking down the meta and featuring my off-meta Deck of the Week. If you're enjoying Clash Worlds, then please leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell to get notified of every new video that comes out. Also, go check me out on my Instagram and Twitter, links down below, and if you want to use my creator code in the shop, that would be greatly appreciated. And with that out of the way, let's get right into the first section, New in the Arena. New in the Arena is where we find out about what the Supercell team has been up to this past week. And what better way to start off this new year than with a fresh theme for Season 7, the Lunar Festival, just in time for the annual Chinese New Year. This includes the sick new Chinese New Year themed home screen showing the new arena, a new themed trophy road which looks pretty sick, the new arena which I love, and of course with new seasons comes with new emotes as well as new tower skins. This tower skin is definitely so cool and is one of the most unique ones that they have released so far, and I cannot wait to unlock it when the season begins. Next up on the list, we have the new card, the Firecracker. I'm sure you've heard of this one already. It's a 3 elixir common card with 2 very interesting abilities. Of course, the Firecracker shots that initially just hit a target and then scatter outwards like a hunter. And secondly, I think this one's actually super underrated, but it's that the card will knock itself backwards 2 tiles after firing. This is so useful when it comes down to defense because the Firecracker can begin a bit higher and then just, yeet itself backwards safely as the push gets closer and closer. In addition, her ability to essentially decimate units directly behind her means that this is a direct counter to the beatdown archetype, and for a cheap 3 elixir cost, this means that she's able to fit in quite a few different archetypes. Of course, however, the Firecracker does have a few major weaknesses that I believe will keep her from becoming too overpowered. The first is that she has a very low amount of hit points, being able to just survive the log but will die to arrows. This means that she may be a bit of a more free-to-play version of both the Princess and the Magic Archer. Actually, she's like somewhat in between the two, being a troop that has, not too much HP and can be taken out rather easily. The second limiting factor to the Firecracker is that it's very easy to activate King Tower when you're defending the Firecracker. Her splash range is just so large that you don't really need a tornado or anything. Just a well-placed troop will cause the Firecrackers to hit that King Tower. Now, when will you be able to unlock the card? Right as the season starts, in what I believe will be a triple draft challenge. And as soon as you unlock her, of course you're going to be able to play her because that's right, the new card boost is making a return. If you unlock her, you will have her immediately boosted to your current King Tower level. So, if you're a level 13 player, you're gonna have a maxed out Firecracker to play with for the entirety of Season 7. Pretty neat. But wait, there's more. Remember this tweet from Bryce, Clash Royale's art director, saying that he would hide a clue about Clash Royale's biggest character release of 2020 in the next character renders? Well, we got the next character renders, so taking a look, we have unfortunately not too much we can say about it. If you zoom in on this Firecracker picture right here, the only thing that we see is in the Firecracker's left eye, or I guess from her direction it'd be her right, but that's not the point. If you take a look at her right eye, there's nothing there. It's completely dark. But if you take a look at her left one, there's something there. We don't know what it is, but since it's only in one eye, this thing has to be intentionally there. But if you zoom in, you get this. And honestly, it looks like this top part may be a crown. something like that. That's my best guess, but something tells me that this isn't just going to be a new card, because the way Bryce phrased his tweet is biggest character release. If it was just a card, then he might have just said card. So maybe heroes could be coming, so hey, who knows? So yeah, if you have an idea on what this could be, let me know down below. Finally, as with any other new season, comes a new set of balance changes. Only 4 cards are being balanced this week, but I agree with 99% of the changes. Also, just a quick note, the balances are actually coming into effect on Tuesday, January 7th, and not with the start of the new season. Not sure if there's a specific reason. Well, I mean, there probably is, but hey, that means I can use this clip from last year without it being inaccurate. That's a win in my book. Night Witch. Initial bat spawn increased from 1.3 to 3.5 seconds, and a slightly slower first hit. Now, the Night Witch is undoubtedly one of the top cards in this current meta, and has definitely needed a nerf big time. So the dev team's approach was definitely interesting to say the least. The first was a delay in the initial bat spawn, which I completely agree with. This makes her exactly the same as the regular witch, and I think this will be a pretty decent nerf to the Night Witch in terms of playing her reactively. So for example, if you play the Night Witch on defense, she won't be seeing those initial spawns to help defend your opponent's pushes. However, on offense though, most beatdown players will play her in the back first and then play a tank to support the witch. So those initial 3.5 seconds of no bat spawns will not make any difference on offense, thus justifying an additional nerf of the first hit. The slightly slower first hit will be a little bit more noticeable for the Night Witch. As you know, first hit nerfs are usually ones that kill cards. So against most tanks, her damage per second is going to remain mostly the same, but the slower hit speed will definitely see a difference in her overall effectiveness. Fisherman. Hook range increased from 6 to 7. Hook charge time increased from 1.1 to 1.5 seconds. Yes, this change was the exact change I wanted to see for the Fisherman. By reverting his range back to what it was, while also greatly slowing down the speed at which he can hook units, he's going to be a much more effective card in this meta. Is he going to be a top card? I don't think so by any means, but at least he's going to be seen in at least 1 or 2 decks, which is honestly much more than he can say right now. Elixir Golem. Hit points minus 6% across all forms. So the Elixir Golem, like I predicted, is just seeing a decrease in hit points across all forms. This one I think will finally do the trick. It's getting 6% less HP, which on the surface doesn't seem like all that much, but it actually does make a difference. The biggest change is that the Elixir blobs will now fully die to the arrows. This is huge. I mean, first off, the arrows are definitely, gonna be seeing more usage next meta, being able to kill like firecrackers and stuff. But for the Elixir Golem, this is finally, I think, going to push him to a point where he's not that oppressive and not that stupid to deal with. That 3 Elixir card can just be so annoying right now, and the ability to play him at the bridge for 3 Elixir and not see any repercussions until a tower goes down is finally going to see a little tone down. Lava Hound. Range increased from 2 to 3.5. Lava Pups. Damage increased 67%. Hit speed reduced 70%. And range changed to melee from 2 to 1.6 tiles. Now this one I completely did not expect. Frankly, with the popularity of the Lava Hound in this meta, it's kind of snuck completely under my radar. I mean, oh my god, just look at those stats. So honestly, good thing Supercell did catch the Lava Hound and give her a, well, I wouldn't say it's completely a nerf, but an interesting rework-ish type change. Essentially, Lava Hound is seeing a massive range increase from 2 to 3.5 tiles. That's pretty large. However, the pups are what's seeing the big change. Their damage is being increased by 67%, and their hit speed is being reduced by 70%. This means that overall, the lava pups still do the exact same damage per second, but they can now one-shot skeletons and bats and hit a lot slower. In addition, the pups will now be considered long-range melee units, seeing a range decrease from 2 tiles to just 1.6. So these pups, have to travel that extra half tile before they can start attacking your towers. Overall, I think this is a pretty good change. It's a unique approach that I think does a pretty good job at slightly decreasing the power level of the Lava Hound while also making her much more balanced in the long run and also standardizing a few interactions in the game. Now that's going to do it for new in the arena. Let's get right into the esports update. The Brenchon Cup is currently coming to a close with the finals bracket now underway. After a few weeks of qualifiers, we have this bracket of players, with some very well known as well as a few new names popping up here and there. If you want to see some of their high quality gameplay during the CRL off season, be sure to check out Andrew Guy on Twitter or Twitch where he broadcasts the event. I'll leave a link down below. Anyways, now that we're caught up on the most recent esports news, let's check out the rising rumors. First things first, we have this absolutely stunning fan art created by user Very Rary on the Reddit, and it's what's going on behind the scenes of a Clash Royale loading screen. I mean, just take a look at this detail in this piece of artwork. Huge props to him for this creation. There's a time lapse of him on YouTube creating this piece of artwork. I'll leave a link down below. Next up, Seth recently opened a discussion on Reddit as well, taking ideas for brand new implementations on how to freshen up gameplay. Though there have been a bevy of game modes introduced into Clash Royale, there have been a lack of permanent, definitive features that truly innovates or puts a twist on how one plays Clash. And with that statement, I could not agree more. Anyways, he opens up a discussion about big feature suggestions, so let's go over one that I particularly like. So this idea is by Redditor Miss Steel Yo Trophies, who I believe has now been featured for 2 Clash Worlds episodes in a row. To be totally honest, I want a story mode. Nothing like it has been done in any Supercell game. The closest we really have to a single player map is Clash of Clans, but even that is just a bunch of bases to attack without any real story. The flavor of the game is so potentially rich and complex, it almost seems like a crime to not implement it. The comment's obviously much longer than that and goes into a lot more detail, but I'll summarize most of them for time's sake. And honestly, I think this would just be absolutely perfect for the game. One of the areas that Clash Royale has not even set foot into is a single player PvE mode, which means player versus environment. I mean, Clash Royale already has AIs in the game already, so I think they're already halfway there, right? Alright, well, I know I only went over one idea in this section, but I got on a bit of a tangent there, so I'll just cut it short because this is gonna be a rush to edit out in time for the TV Royale announcement, and I gotta get the news videos out in time. But yeah, there's a lot of good ideas there, and I'll leave a link down in the description if you're interested in joining the discussion. Also, if you have an idea for a new, completely game-changing idea, be sure to drop it down in the comments below. If I read one of your ideas and it is literally the best idea in existence, I will personally pass it on to Drew and Seth. Anyways, now that we've covered the trending topics in the community, let's go ahead and break down the meta. So, since balance changes are going to be going into effect on Monday, I'm going to be making my monthly prediction on how the meta will change with the balances and the release of the Firecracker. So, let's take a look. Firecracker. Personally, I don't think she will be that overpowered. During the first week or so of this season, I'm sure she will see high use rates and win rates, but once people adjust to facing her, I'm sure her use rates will definitely begin to see drops. As for what deck she'll work in, I honestly think she works in almost any deck. However, the deck that you build will have to be prepared to face an activated King's Tower, as I'm sure a lot of players are gonna very quickly learn how to activate King's Tower against a Firecracker. Perhaps maybe the Firecracker will even take the place of the Magic Archer in a few decks, who knows. Also, I think that Firecrackers will also give rise to arrows, who now not only take out lava pups, but elixir blobs as well as the Firecracker. Elixir Golem. As for the Elixir Golem, definitely going to see a decrease in usage. As for whether or not he's still going to be meta, I think so, but especially compared to the Night Witch Nurse, I expect that he isn't going to be a very popular archetype. As for the rest of the meta, I expect that P.E.K.K.A. control will be remaining just as popular as it is right now, with both the bridge spam as well as the miner control variants. Miner cycle with wall breakers will see an increase of usage due to the fact that none of the cards in the deck saw a single nerf. Baby Dragon is going to continue his reign at the top of the boards, and Beatdown may just see a decrease with both the introduction of Firecrackers as well as the nerf to the Night Witch. So that's the meta for you guys. Now let's check out the off-meta deck of the week. That's right, in each Clash Royale episode, we're going to be featuring one off-meta deck that works in the current meta. This week's deck was submitted by Dazwarp Cat Lacat, and it is a very, very interesting giant skeleton control type deck with the skeleton barrel. Now, it's got the heal and everything, so this is an absolutely crazy deck to play. Essentially, like most other medium elixir cost control type decks, you're gonna start off pretty passive. Just don't overcommit until you're absolutely sure that you have an elixir advantage. Other than that, just play passively, and without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into a match. Alright, so this next match here is going to be against Backspace from a Chinese clan. Starting off here, he's gonna go ahead and go, wow, he's gonna go very, very aggressive right there with all of his stuff, and oh, the wall breaker connects. You just had to do it to me, huh? Alright, anyways here, looks like we're gonna be against the very popular miner wall breakers cycle deck. So I'm actually just gonna save the tombstone. Just so I can just plop it right in the face of his wall breakers, and then they'll just both die. And here I go with the giant skeleton. Ooh, I misplaced that. I hope it doesn't get any damage on the tower. Oh, that's getting very close. Oh, that is so close right there. He doesn't have a big tank, so let's go ahead and support with a Inferno Dragon and a skeleton barrel right there. We're gonna get arrows ready for some archers. Not archers, the bats right there. I take those out pretty easily. And let's see here. Okay, Inferno Dragon's actually gonna get a lock on the tower. Let's actually heal right there, just so we can get a little extra oomph right there. Tombstone right there, as you can see, will tank both of that, and that is going to be a tower down. So as you can see, the heal spell comboed with the Inferno Dragon actually gives that Inferno just that little bit of extra boost to heat up enough to just completely destroy the tower. So anyways here, I'm gonna allow that Ice Spirit to connect. And let's see here, we're gonna have to be very careful here, because I think he was trying to bait out a troop so he could magic archer and just pierce the tower. So I'm gonna be playing most of my troops in the opposite lane. Okay, he's gonna go with a magic archer actually, so let's go ahead and just giant skeleton. That'll clog up that lane. No way he's going to be pushing in that direction. And let's just go ahead and go Skeleton Bell right there. Pops will destroy the bats, and then Inferno Dragon will finish that off. So there we go. And yeah, Magic Archer won't even hit our tower much anywhere. So yeah, double elixir time. He doesn't have a big spell, so at this point, all we are trying to do is just defend. So let's go ahead. We're actually just going to use our tombstone right there. He might be back to something, so we got to be ready for that. Obviously, we have arrows to take out both the the whatever they're called. I'm so bad. I'm so bad at this game. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, let's pretend that didn't happen. Yeah, let's just go ahead and shove that right there in the face of the magic archers, and again, we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Here we're just gonna go ahead and shove a tombstone in the face of the wall breakers, and ooh, that tower's getting pretty low, so we're gonna have to be very careful here. 18 seconds left. Let's go ahead and just see. He doesn't have a big spell, so we're just gonna have to like stack up here. There we go. That miner shouldn't get more than 2 hits. Oh, tower's down to 86. I don't know if he has like some sort of spell or anything. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Oh, the tower's 2 HP. Let's go, 2 HP. Just barely getting away with that win right there. Oh man. Okay, that would have been an annoying match if he'd taken that tower, to be honest with you. But hey, a win's a win, and I'll definitely take it. So there we go, guys. That was the off-meta deck of the week. Definitely a fun deck to try. Maybe you could sub the heal spell out. Maybe some sort of win condition as well, like Miner. But anyways, if you want to submit your own deck to be featured, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. But unfortunately, guys, that's all I've got time for in today's episode. If you enjoyed, please leave a like down below, as well as a subscription to my channel. And as always, this is Legendaray, and I'm signing off. See you guys next time.